took my flyer and I looked at every page and I started writing all the things that I could think of that I could do with these products and how I could set up my display. And you might think about doing that. I've got my whole party setup planned from this brochure, and it's all right here. I just carry it in my little bag, and if I want to switch up, there's a couple of different things in here. What I would suggest is the first thing you do is look at this page, and why would I suggest that? That's right, because that ends at the end of the month. And so I took a look at this, and look at that great red bowl.
Yeah.
Now, I have had people complain about the green bowls. I love them myself. Green, why do you have green bowls? Everybody loves red. And what's coming up? It's the holiday season, so it's perfect for that. And red is appropriate anytime. This is a really big bowl. It's 42 cups like the mega bowl. It's got the salad tongs. That makes it really nice. It's got, if you remember, the covered dishes with the turquoise set that had the little embossed flowers on it. It's got those little embossed flowers on it, and I think that makes it cute. So I ordered one of these because I'm going to carry that, and when I do like my salmon slaw or a taco salad at a party, I'm going to use this, and I know I'll sell a ton of them. On this flap, there's all kinds of great things. We all know about the Mickey canisters. If you're not doing the Sell 10 Mickey canisters or making up fundraisers with them, you're missing out because everybody that I showed them to thinks they're just so cute. The other thing on here that caught my eye are the mini rectangle modular mates. How many of you have ever had anybody ask for these? Not only that, all of a sudden I've had people asking me for those pink seals. Now personally, pink seals are not my favorite thing, but some people really love them. I want you to think about what's going on right now. Tailgating, people are putting things in ice chests just like they do all summer long. These are great for storage for that. But even RVs, boats, you ought to be talking to everybody you know that has an RV or a boat. They're getting ready to put them in storage, maybe end of October, November. They need to take their staples that they keep in there and get them in modular mates so while they're in storage they don't get visitors. And some of those visitors aren't too pleasant. The next, well, I don't know. The next thing I wanted to talk about is this wonderful set of insulated serving things in the open house server. We've got big holidays coming up, right? The Thanksgiving holiday and the Christmas holiday, and I'm going to tell you right now that orange and gold, like chrysanthemums and bronze mums, are going to look beautiful with these colors. And when they're serving, who hasn't gone to a Thanksgiving dinner and by the time the dressing came around to you, it was cold? Because as you're trying to get everything on the table, you got to get bowls full of stuff, get them on the table, and by the time everybody gets their drink and sits down. So these insulated tumblers are wonderful. Plus, you can use, take them apart and use them as two bowls. The other thing, though, right now, if you're doing any tailgating, what about when you take the hot dogs or the ribs off the grill and everybody's standing around waiting to eat? They can cool off pretty fast, especially as fall comes. These would be great for tailgating. You can even put the buns on the barbecue and then put them in an insulated server. So I think this is something that you could tablescape with. If you remember how I did the open house set with the turquoise things, you could set up a table, and I would use like an orange napkins. And I might even take the little cups and put yellow mums in them or something. You could really make that attractive and make people want this. I have this set that I got, I don't know, I think it's brown and cream or something. And I use that every time we have a big dinner. The other thing, my favorite piece of it is the gravy boat. Gravy, you know what happens to gravy when it gets cold? It
Lumps up.
comes out in one big lump, right? And I don't like lumps. So there are really useful things here, and they're very, very attractive. The other thing that really caught my eye, because I do a lot of once-a-month cooking and investment cooking classes, are the Fridge Smart sets for sale. This is a terrific idea here to have this set. And I want you to think about, what time of year is it? It's fall. And what happens in fall? The end of harvest. So you can go to a farmer's market right now and find just a bounty of fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. And you can't keep them for months and months and months unless you freeze them. You know, these two big containers here, did you know that you can put whole tomatoes in a big container and freeze them? Now, you can't slice them and eat them on a sandwich, but when they come out of the freezer and you thaw them to cook with, they taste just like they did when you put them in there.
Can you show me that bowl?
It's okay. These large containers.
Do you wash it beforehand with your
No, I just stick mine in a container. Okay. And the other thing, another little tip for you, which has nothing to do with this, did you know that if you have a tomato and you store it stem side down, that it will keep much longer than if you have it stem side up?
No.
Yes. Because the stem end lets air into the interior of the tomato and it starts to deteriorate. So if you've got them sitting on your counter, turn them upside down. The other thing about the Freeze Smart is, you know, a lot of people are making baby food these days, and there are some great little containers in this set that you could use for baby food. So I plan to do, I'm going to take my stack cooker, I'm going to do either chicken or ground beef, whichever they want, and then I'm going to teach them how to freeze it. I might even take some of the Crystal Wave microwave reheatable dishes as well, because now that people are back in school, you know, my daughter is a teacher, and I used to get her to cook dinner for me once in a while. That ain't happening anymore. So if you can cook or do a plan over, that's what they call them, is plan overs, where you cook twice or double the amount and put it in one of these and have it later in the week, or morph it into something different, then you've got a microwave meal ready to go really quick. So I'll probably take the freezer mates, is that right?
Yes.
Freezer mates. And the Crystal Wave containers, and I'm not probably going to take these because I don't but the little peacock things,
like them.
the little peacock containers, everybody that's seen them think they're so cool. But you know what? I don't have to like it. As long as I show it to them, they'll buy it. Now, one last thing. When I first looked at these containers, I thought, oh, those look so cute. That would be great with Mexican food. And then my daughter looked at me, she said, Mom, those are Christmas colors. I hadn't even thought about using these green and red containers for Christmas. There are at least 4 sets of containers. The price is $59. How many gifts could you make out of that? You could do a white gold and a caramel corn in your canisters. You could do spiced nuts and maybe some fudge or Oreo bark in the little bowls. You could take that little 1-quart pitcher, which is so cute, and you could stick a pound of coffee beans, some of those spoons that have been dipped in white or dark chocolate that you could stir in your coffee. You could put
$1.96 for both things.
Oh, yeah.
$1.96 for both.
So you could put your, the little packages of creamer in there. You could make a cute little coffee set, and then they can use the pitcher for anything. And then you've got 3 other canisters that you can do a Harry and David type tower with. I'm glad she said that, because I was focusing on these 3 bowls that stack, they twist together and they stay together. It's great for the